Is Noah really a descendant of Koba? In previous videos, we have talked about the theory suggesting that Noah is a direct descendant of Caesar, and that he must fulfill his part in Caesar's legacy. But what if we have misunderstood this new story, and Noah is actually a descendant of Koba? What if the legacy he must follow is the journey of the villain of the story? And why does Proximus Caesar really want to visit the Forbidden Zone? Do you want to know what Noah's purpose is? Then stay tuned to this video. And for more videos from the Planet of the Apes universe, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. The first thing to say about this theory is that it's not a theory coming out of nowhere. It is based on the words of the director of this movie. According to Wes Ball, Star Wars served as inspiration for the creation of this new movie. He said the following, and I quote, "When I first started on it, I said, I feel like Apes needs a little bit of Star Wars." He confessed. It's all still very grounded in reality, but it is essentially a quest narrative. Our main character, the young, impressionable Noah, meets characters along the way and becomes awakened as he winds up in a place that will test him, and he ultimately becomes his true self. There are several theories in this channel about what it could mean to be himself for Noah. But since the director has taken inspiration from Star Wars, we could assume that, just as the Skywalkers have a lot of importance in this universe, Caesar's family will also have importance. However, the last Star Wars trilogy showed us that it's not all about the family name, but that a descendant of the villain could become the heroine of the story. Rey Palpatine, a descendant of the cruel emperor, in the end decided to take her role as Skywalker and be the heroine of this story. Let's remember this, because if the last Star Wars trilogy has had an influence on the kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, something similar could happen. According to the news about the characters, there are two important characters in the story. On one hand, there is Proximus Caesar, the villain of the story, and who is thought to be a person who has adopted Caesar's name in order to manipulate the apes. On the other hand, we have Noah, a young explorer who is presumed to be Caesar's descendant. But perhaps the story is different. It is possible that Proximus Caesar is indeed from Caesar's original tribe, that he has inherited the name, and over time, the society has evolved into something completely different from what it was in Caesar's time. If this is real, Proximus Caesar would indeed be a direct descendant of the Caesar we saw in the previous trilogy, but he would be modifying the teachings of his ancestor to manipulate and attempt to conquer. Moreover, Noah meets May and understands that he must take care of the humans. It is here where his story will begin, in an attempt to understand his own purpose in the world. He will travel to the Forbidden Zone, a place that is full of mysteries and answers. It is here that the truth could be discovered. Noah could be a descendant of Koba, and Proximus Caesar is a descendant of Caesar, but who doesn't follow the teachings of his ancestor, which would reverse the roles. Now Koba's descendant would be willing to help humans and keep the ape society stable, but Caesar's descendant, Proximus, wants much more. If this movie truly takes inspiration from Star Wars, like Rey Palpatine, Noah could be a descendant of Koba who mends his ways and fulfills the true legacy his ancestors were meant to fulfill. If Noah discovers that he is a descendant of Koba, he would face a profound impact on his identity and life journey. This revelation would prompt him to question his beliefs and values, placing him before a legacy of violence and conflict. By interacting with Koba, known for his aggressiveness and rancor towards humans, Noah could experience an internal dilemma between following that path or forging a destiny of his own, perhaps seeking reconciliation and a new approach to coexistence between apes and humans. This finding would also motivate him to better understand the causes behind Koba's behavior, coming to terms with the pain and betrayal he experienced from humans, which turned him into the antagonist we know. Thus, Noah could learn from past mistakes and strive for a different future, one in which cycles of revenge and hatred do not determine the relationships between species. It would be ironic if Proximus is Caesar's descendant, and his behavior more closely resembles Koba's, as Koba was anti-human and wished to acquire power to destroy what was left of human civilization because of his negative memories and experiences in the city. But what could be happening in this story is that Proximus Caesar has convinced his tribe of the need to venture into the Forbidden Zone in search of more resources for their ape society. A similar event occurred in the comic Kong on the Planet of the Apes, narrated in this channel, where Ursus and his men travel to the Forbidden Zone with destructive intentions, but encounter surprises that open their eyes to unknown resources that could benefit their society. Possibly, this is what happens in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, with Proximus Caesar struggling with the scarcity of resources in his tribe and determined to explore beyond the Forbidden Zone in search of technology to improve his society. It would prove interesting to see if Proximus Caesar is actually a descendant of Caesar, and if Noah is the descendant of Koba, which could lead them to a confrontation, and eventually the realization that history is repeating itself, and that they must come together to forge a better future. We are just a few days away from the premiere of the new trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which will surely leave us with many theories and questions. In the meantime, I invite you to watch our videos about the moment when Kong was kidnapped by Ursus, a fascinating narrative that opens up the possibilities for what we could see in the new movie. I'll leave the playlist in the description of this video. Let me know what you think about all this. Could it be that Proximus Caesar is really descended from Caesar, and Noah, like Ray, will be descended from the villain of the story? Or do you have a better theory? And for more videos of the Planet of the Apes universe, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on the Oasis Geek.